Thank you guys for joining us. This is Bill with We Cut Grass. Today's project that we'll be tackling is an overgrown front and backyard. The front yard is probably about 12, maybe 13 inches. We're going to go ahead and start by actually trimming and moving some of the debris out the way so we can see if there's any hidden obstacles or damaging type of debris in the area near the front of the house. Kind of get close to these ivories and basically work the outline, because that's how I would make my first pass, is with the outline. Use the trimmer to try to clear the way, try to see some of the objects that you are normally wouldn't see. I have a couple overgrown weeds right here. As we move further along, you'll actually see the landscaping rocks that were hid in the grass. Now, if I was just to start with the mower, I would have definitely hit one of these rocks and probably damaged my mower to unrepairable conditions. We don't want that. But we're about to get ready to go ahead and start to do our first pass. We're going to go ahead and do a first pass with the back chute completely open so we can get a good flow of grass. It's kind of wet this morning, so we'll probably see a little bit of clumping and probably have to clear out some things like that. Right now I'm just working on the edges, see where I can start and where it ends at, so I know that I'm actually cutting all of the area that needs to be cut. Yeah, let's move some of these rocks out of the way. I told my client I'll take care of that, but that's basically for my safety. I want to make sure that I'm not, damaging my equipment and, shooting some rocks or something else that could be in the area to against these vehicles or something like that, and, to not be held responsible. All right, let's get started. Working with the good old Honda HRX 217, 160. Well, maybe it might be 180, I'm not too sure, but I believe it's a 160 if I'm not mistaken. Dual blades, freshly sharpened, definitely for a project like this. This tree in the front was just a beast. It kept scratching me and catching me in the head. Be careful, that's why I wear my glasses, because sometimes you can run into those trees and catch the corner of your eyes, and that's a bad day all the way around. You notice that front patch right there, the grass is a little different. He said it was a tree and he used to stump grind it down, so he was saying the first gentleman he hired, I guess I'm not too sure when to go, but I think maybe a couple weeks before this actual video was shot, he was saying he paid a guy, and I guess he started it and he just left him hanging. I guess he thought the job was just too much for him. Alright, we cut our first pass. I'm going to go ahead and start bagging some of this excess grass so it doesn't suffocate the lawn or look bad for one. But it's quite a bit of grass. I definitely want to have the yard to get into a healthy state of mind. Leaving that extra grass on top of it's going to suffocate it. It's not going to break down. It's just too much. Now, if I was able to mulch it and maybe get a cleaner mulch look, maybe so. But with the amount of grass that was already there and the amount that actually landed on the yard, it wasn't going to go ahead and decay or break down before the next service call. So it is best to just pick it up. All right, we made it to the backyard. And I must say, this is probably one of the most scariest backyards I've had in recent times. In some areas you can't see anything, you just see grass. You don't know where the yard ends and where the yard begins. But the guy assured me that, everything's pretty cool. Wasn't any major things out there. Just told me to go back as far as I could until I kind of, made a dent into the actual property. You see me there kicking something that was some old landscaping things, some concrete gnomes or donkeys or some type of landscaping concrete. I usually start on the edges and kind of work my way around, but this one I kind of just went straight up the middle and came on down because it kind of looked like the best way. I really didn't too much. Feel safe around those edges. A lot of times the edges are very dangerous. That middle part sometimes can be your best bet, but you never know what's in the middle of the field. Just gonna go ahead and just do a single pass on this area because he really didn't care about the quality of the lawn. He just wanted to go ahead and get it cut down, and that way when I come back out for my second service call, then the grass will be more manageable. At that point, you know, we'll be working on trying to get the grass into a healthy state of mind, or a better looking yard at that. You know, I say healthy state of mind, and in actuality, you know, grass is a living creature, and therefore they do have the mind of their own. And you know, if a grass is temperamental, you know, how well are you taking care of the grass? Are you watering it? Are you fertilizing it? Are you aerating it? Are you, you know, continuously covering it with heavy mulch that's not allowing it to breathe? Do you have dogs? Do you have infestations between ants and grub worms? There's a lot that can go in. So I would say yes, lawns are living creatures, and therefore they have a certain disposition about, you know, how they want to. Because after a while, if you mow a yard on a continuously basis, that yard will become more manageable, just because they're used to that regular service, because they know it's coming, they know how you're going to cut it, and actually the grass will, you know, kind of bend to your will at that point, because they know that it's being regular. Anything that has a cycle in life, it has a tendency to adjust to it, whether it's you adjusting to the time schedule of working in the summertime versus working in the wintertime, or a yard who's getting their grass cut on a regular weekly versus every month. You know, you're gonna have difficult grass, you're gonna have more weeds, you're gonna have whatever the case may be. Just trying to just take my time with this yard. I'm gonna get some trimming in too. I don't believe I was able to trim the front yard because I think my battery ran out at this time. It was very hot that day. I think I ran out of battery, or one of my phones got hot, or something like that. But I was just struggling with the camera this day, so I want to apologize for not being able to get all of the edging and trimming on the front yard. We did a little bit of pre-trimming, but it wasn't really edging or trimming or anything like that. I actually went back and did a little bit of detailing with the trimmer after I initially cut it and bagged it. But I was able to get some of the backyard trimming today, so that's what we're gonna focus on. I want you guys to be careful when you're working in these type of bushy areas like this. They have a tendency to have a lot of wasps, yellow jackets, or whatever else that could be unfriendly to the lawn guy. I think later on I had came back and I seen some yellow jackets in the front ivories up there, so you want to always be precautious. Did you guys guess what was in the actual little pile of grass? That's a lawn gnome. There's another one right there you see me pointing at. That's a donkey in the front. It has his little wheels, and that's his cart right there. So I'll definitely tell you guys in the comments if you're watching. We have a tree stump in the front too, right there. I didn't even know what it was until I actually started breaking it down. Just thought it was an anthill. Thank you guys for staying to the end and watching the video in its entirety. Thanks for all my new subscribers, the returning viewers. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please remember, we are trying to get to 1,000 subs. Right now we're about 300. So if you're new to this channel right now, definitely like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. We cut grass. This is Bill. Be safe. Stay hydrated. One love.